Hi everybody, it's Barbie at Nellie and Ruth Designs. Welcome back. Today we are going to continue. I guess I'm going to be doing this for a while. The romantic journal that I'll be giving away to some lucky winner. Excuse me. Um, Let me show you what I've got in the journal so far that we worked on in the previous videos. So let me just adjust. Let me just bring this up a little tiny bit on my lights and okay, let's bring that up there like that. Get this in full view. So what I've put in is just what I've worked on. I did do a band here. Thank you, Carol. This is Carol Laws. If you follow Carol, she's wonderful. She did a twisted band on her, I don't think it's her Sherlock Holmes journal. Might be the journal prior to that. I think it was. I think it was the one with all of the gnomes. And I just loved it. And I'm going to tell you, Carol, it took me a few tries to get this right. I just couldn't grasp. You were teaching me. I had your video up and I was working on it, but I went through a few pieces of paper because I just couldn't get that twist, and I couldn't get the right width on these, but I finally got it and I like it. So thank you for teaching that in your video. And let's see, what else have I got here? Let's see, what have I put in? Oh, I did put in the pocket and the side tag. This is the little envelope. And on the back, you'll see I did put a poem on here called A Charm. And I put a little bit of, because I don't think I finished this completely when I did my video. I don't want to rush it, and I had to think about what I wanted to do, and I didn't want to waste your time just having you hang around with me figuring that out. So this is the envelope, which is really cute, and this is the really pretty wallpaper that tucks in there. And then here is the pocket with the journaling card. And I did end up putting some washi tape inside here. I think it just needed a little something. And here is the back side of it. And this is all fussy cut out of the wallpaper here. And I love doing that. So, and then I have this sweet little gal up on top. And then this just goes right in here like that, and she nestles snugly right down inside of there. Then I made a belly band using a wine label, and I backed that on to make it a little sturdier. I backed that on the back of some cardstock and the wallpaper. And this is just some ripped and torn wallpaper or cardstock I had left over. These numbers here I thought were kind of fun. These were on the side of the yellow roses that I got, and I just thought it would be fun. These are cloth, and I glued these down on here. I thought they would be fun there. And then this here, I still haven't decided which type of little tag to use on this, but I want to show you what I did because I just think it's so cute. So I added here, she is hopeful, and I still have to back this. This is going to be a little journaling card. We'll have a little tab here that opens up, but look what I did here. I used one of these funky vintage style file folder holders holding your paper. And I haven't decided yet. What I'm thinking of doing here is having some papers ripped and torn come off of here, because you see these open up like this. This is why these are so cool and funky. So this comes off. If you worked in an office back in the 60s and 70s and 80s, like I did, and the early 90s, you use these in your folders all the time. So I can punch a couple holes and I can have some fun papers, writing papers coming off of this, and you could add to it yourself. These are very sturdy. They're not going to break. But so I glued it. I wanted to add um, the lace here because I thought that would be a nice touch. And I glued it, I stitched it, and this is held on with the file folder enclosure. So this isn't going anywhere. So, and I just stitched on the top here. So this is our little page that we had done, and we have the envelope here with the little writing space inside there. This is just a little tiny piece of wallpaper and a little grommet that I put on there. I do have a video on this. I'll link the videos, the past videos of these as well, so you can go back and look and see how I created these. So that, I believe, is all that I have in here so far. I've done nothing else. Like I said, I want to take my time, and I just want this to be perfect for whoever wins this. So I want to show you, I'm going to turn that light, overhead light off so I don't get any more glare. So I want to show you here. I've been working in my basement, cleaning out, hoeing out, rearranging, all because I had to get 2 new hot water tanks. And it started where I had to make room for the guys to come down and bring, I have a 119 gallon water tank, and it's a biggie. So I had to clear some area down in my basement. Well, one thing led to another, and I found some really cool stuff that I'm going to show you. I found some greeting cards, and I found this book that my dad had. My dad was a great artist. He had wonderful penmanship, and a lot of his work was calligraphy. I mean, big calligraphy on big foam core pieces, and because he did a lot of signage work. So this was my dad's, and I love working with letters and numbers. So I brought this up. So the reason I'm showing this to you is if you're ever out at a book sale, if you're at a garage sale, a library sale, a lot of the seniors, we have a senior home in our area that twice a year they have a huge book sale. Always make sure you go over to, if they have like a graphic artist area books, go over there and peruse the books, because a lot of times you will find books like this. And a lot of people don't think about grabbing something like this, but these are really cool to use on tags with flowers. And I just think, so I brought this upstairs, and I just thought that I could have, there's so many possibilities in here. There's some signage in here. I'm going to show you, I did make a pocket using a little sign in here. But, so you could cut something out like this and make a pocket using that. But there are all kinds of things in this book. Zales, I worked at Zales when I was in high school. But there's all kinds of things that can be used in here. Even something like this, if you were to make a tag, to cut this out and use it vertically and add your items to it. So I wanted to show you that. This here would make a really cool collage. Or you could put this on a master board, some of these, and then cut them all up. Really cool. The other thing, before we get started, I wanted to give you a little tip. And I think I have showed you this before, but today, these are my leftover pieces that I had that I cut from, and you'll see what I've done with these. But this is a 4x6. Yeah, you can kind of see it there. This is a 4x6 photo frame, okay? and it had a, let's see, just want to open this up here a little bit. It had a, so you just slide your 4x6 photo in there. It had a magnet on this, and I had it on my metal Martha Stewart case over there. I took the magnet off, and if you can get like a 3.5x5, you could probably get them at Hobby Lobby, the dollar store. You could get a 4x6. If you work in a larger scale, you could get a 5x7. But what I really like these for is if I'm going to, if I see something in my magazine and I don't want to get it cut up all at once. And I'm not sure if something is going to fit. And I know I want to make a 4x6 tag. I will take this piece of acrylic and I just set it over my object so I can see through. And I would know that this would fit perfectly. So I could just cut the bottom or whatever. Let me show you if you use it with floral images. I just grabbed this book. So say I wanted to make a tag using this flower here, but I want this image, but I wasn't sure if I might want to leave it a full page, use it in some sort of collage. So this is where I would take my 4x6, and you can kind of see and you can get a feel for where you may have to, like this right here would be just perfect to do it this way. And that way you would know, well, I'm not going to get any of the wording here. So maybe I could cut the wording and put it on some other part in my book. Again, here, you can see where it's going to be cut off. More importantly, though, if you have something, this one definitely would fit. But, I mean, you get the idea. Like this here, you can say, well, I don't want to cut all of that image out. Or in here, there was a gentleman. Where did I see the gentleman in the beginning? I mean, this would make a lovely tag as well. You know, this whole tag right here. That way you're not cutting up all your books and then trying to figure it out as you go along, and you may cut something and say, oh gosh darn it, I didn't want to do that. I'm upset now that I cut that page up. I could have used it for something else. So that's just a little tip there. Let me bring my camera down. Sorry if it's making noises, funny noises or whatever in the background. All right. So that's what I did for this here. I had, you can see here where this was connected like this. And I have the bottom half of the paper over on the other side. So what I did is I knew I wanted to use this image here. Again, when I was in my basement, I found some greeting cards. And I brought them up, and this was one of them. This here was on the front of a Christmas card. And I said, well, I can use these. I mean, some of my cards I threw away, but look, I found these two cute little cards down there. And I thought, these are little birthday cards to some little friends of mine. So I brought these up, and I thought these would make really cute tags. And then I brought this one up here. I found this little postcard. So that's going to go in my collection. And then this one I found, I'm going to cut this up, part of it. This was from my mom, but I thought if you fussy cut right around here, that would be really pretty. And then there's some roses in here. So I may just put this in my mom's book. So take a look at your greeting cards as well, and you'll be able to find probably some wonderful images that you can fussy cut. So I knew I wanted to make a tag. to use this, and I took my acrylic and I'm like, okay, so this is where it's going to kind of be. So I put my acrylic over my paper, and see, this is the other thing that you can do too. If you have a fussy cut and put it over what you think you might want to put it on, then you can tell and see um, which side you want to use. And I decided to go with this side here because I wanted the letters to show through more of the letters. And I wanted this space right here to put the flower in. So that's another really good tip on using an acrylic photo holder. You can really kind of plan your stuff out and get one step ahead of not making mistakes with your cutting or whatever else you might be doing. And then on the back side, I just put some nice scrapbooking card stock on here so you can make a nice note or whatever. I have a feeling this is a little too in your face. I'm going to adjust my camera again, so just bear with me. There, how's that? That's got to be a little bit better. All right, I am not going to distress or ink this up here. I want to leave that just plain as it is. And I did pull some items beforehand because it took me, I knew this was going to take me a while to try to figure out just where I wanted to put everything. And I didn't want to have you subjected to having such a... And here I just took this little photo here and I cut a little frame out around it and glued this on like that. And one thing that I want you to remember is think about your layering as well when you're making a card. Don't just like put this on top or just put it all underneath it, you know, like that. Try to layer a little bit as you can and when you can. And it just makes more of an interesting, like a three-dimensional style card. So I'm going to put my girl on the bottom first because I have my flower in place where I want it. And I'm not going to ink her up because she's dark enough. The whole image is dark, and I don't think we need to make it any more dark. All right, so now the next thing I want to do is I want to, like I said, when I say think about your layering, I want these leaves to kind of I want this one definitely over. This one will be under. So what I'm going to do, and what you should do, is just glue. And I'm going to start with this leaf here because this is the little bigger leaf. I'm going to put a little bit of glue there and just kind of get this situated where I want that. And then I can take this off And then I can work with this section here. There. So that's on there, and I know that by putting this on straight, I'm going to have the same angle coming up and framing that picture there. So I don't have to worry about moving the flowers again. It's already positioned. And I fussy cut this out with an X-Acto knife so I could get all the leaves, and I could fussy cut all day long. I love doing that. And just work your way up from the bottom once you get that in place where you want it. There. And again, by putting this on first, you have your guide for your straight line down here. All right. And then I'm just going to tuck that just right there like that. I haven't decided what I'm going to do for the top yet. I want to wait to see where I'm going to tuck this. But chances are I will most likely put a, I don't know if I'm going to put another type of tag on here or if I'm going to put a grommet in there with a ribbon. I don't know. So that's why I'm just leaving it for now, and then I'll find a place in the book for it. And then there's the back for the writing. All right, so that is done. We'll set that aside. Isn't that pretty with the letters? So that's all set. We'll set that aside over here. Now the next thing I'm going to work on is this bird page from a book. Not sure which book I got this from, but it is from a bird book. And I just reinforced the interior and the outside with some washi tape because this will be, I'm sure, opened and closed for whatever you're going to do with this. And again, I'll probably be making a pocket for this, but I'm just going to be making some ephemera and setting it all aside. And then we can go through, when I get a box of it, we can go through and start putting it in the book. So the front cover is going to be fairly simple. And again, I'm just using scraps. These are little pieces that I talked about that have been ripped and torn from other papers. And don't throw these away. These are important to keep. And you'll see why, because they just add, especially if you don't have washi tape or you don't want to have the expensive washi tape. These can work just like washi tape. All right. And I didn't want to do a lot on the front of this just because I like the scene. I like the nest with the egg and the bird. So what I decided to do was just accent the outside with these little pieces here and this little serial number. So again, you don't have to, if you already have a scene, you don't have to do a lot to your paper or your tag or whatever. Work with the image that's here and then just do a little accenting around it. Don't overthink it, and don't make it complicated. So I'm going to put this here like that. And I'm just going to rip. And then I'm going to save that. Don't throw these little pieces away, because they will, down the road, they will come in handy. Okay. All right, so we'll get that glued down. And again, these are nice because if it's double-sided paper, you have two different sides to work with. So you can just decide if you want more color range, you want to stay with the muted colors. So we're going to add that. Okay. So there's our top. And then let's see, I have this here. I'm going to add this here too. I thought about adding this to the bottom. Where's my little... And if you have it on the side here, just kind of bring it up to a point. So it doesn't look like, see, by bringing it to a point and not having it flat, it looks like it's finished off a little bit better. I think I'll put this on the side here, and I'll put the other little one. I may have to put my blinds down. The sun is out again. I haven't seen that in a few days. Of course, I've been in my basement, so I'm not going to see anything but concrete walls. Okay, so we'll put that there. And then again, this one here, we'll put that here. And you're going to want to do the same thing. You're just going to want to bring that down a little bit, and we're going to want to make a little point on each end. Let me just make sure that, yeah, I want to put this here, right down here, like that. Okay. Okay. Okay, we got that there. And now we could put that there like that. If we wanted to. Or we could put it up here. So I don't know, what do you think? Do we put it up at the top here? While I'm up, I'm going to close my blinds. That's just going to cast a shadow. There we go. So do we put it up at the top or do we add a little bit here and a little bit up here? Maybe that's what we'll do. We'll add a, and that kind of frames it without framing the entire piece. So let's do that. Okay. And I just want to get this little. My hands are so gluey. Everything is sticking to it now. And I think I'm going to go wash my hands before I start working with the other stuff because I don't want to get them bugged up. I don't want to get them buggered up. There. I like that. I think that looks really good. It's framed, but it's not framed. All right, so let me go wash my hands and we will do the inside. We're going to do the inside left and then we're going to do the back. Okay. All right. I think I'm all good. We will see. Okay, so for the inside, let me tell you my thought process on that. Because this has wording on here, I wanted to make this side the pocket side. I do not want to cover up this beautiful, looks like a wind chat. Female. Tick, 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 tick. I like the sounds I like the sounds of the birds. So I did not want to cover her up because she is just beautiful. So I knew I wanted to do something with floral. So I have a lot of flower images that I have fussy cut and cut out. And this here is a sheet. Oh, this was a, what do I call it? A receipt, some type. So I ripped it in half and did the top. And I had put this down here and I wanted to put this floral piece on here. And I was going to glue the whole thing down. And then I got thinking, I don't know if I want to do that because I want to have 2 pockets on this little page here. I want to have 2 pockets. So what I decided to do was I took this receipt here after I ripped and tore it off. And then I glued my image on. Then what I did was I backed it on white cardstock. I just glued the whole thing down on white cardstock. And then I ripped it again. And then I cut with my X-Acto knife. I cut all of this out. I wanted this to be sturdy because I actually want my pocket. I'm moving this up. Make sure I'm in view here. I'm moving this up. This is going to be the ticket. And I'm not going to embellish on this at all because this is a very old tag. I think it's very cool. I do not want to cover this up at all. And you can write on the back. If you choose to cover it up, then you do that. But I wanted this to be the pocket. Okay. And remember when I showed you in the book that you can do some really cool things with these sort of images here. You can cut them out, do whatever. Well, this was on the page, and this looks like it's W.G. Gregson, or W6 Gregson. Design and illustrating, Zing etching, haltones, electrotypes. So this was a small advertisement, and you can see here there's a really cute little cherub with a camera here. This was an engraving company, and this I want to be the pocket right down here. So we're going to have a pocket here, and I have not decided yet what I want to put in here. We will make a little tag for in here, or maybe I will just do some other sort of little advertisement that can tuck right down inside there. But we will be able to put, this isn't a good example, we will be able to put something down inside here, okay? I want it to be small. I do not want it to be very tall because I want these flowers to show. So that's why I haven't done anything yet. I want to think about it, what will be the best in here. Maybe even a vintage photo might be kind of nice. And then this, the tag will slip right behind here like that. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to glue this down on the side here. And you can see why I didn't do a lot of this on camera. It was a lot. I would have had to pause a lot. It's just a lot of meticulous work. Now, I am not going to glue the bottom because I want my tag, and if you put a larger tag in there, I want that larger tag. And the other thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to put it on, I'm just going to put it just a little bit over this washi tape because I want it to stick really good to the paper. And I don't want a lot of it on that washi tape. So we are going to glue that right on there like that. And then our pocket here, we will glue this on here. I had to cut this down a little bit. And I think the other thing I'm going to do is I have this here, but I do not want to cut it off. I could cut it off down to here. That may work out well. I think I'll do that. I was thinking about gluing it, but I think we're just going to cut this right off down through here. Okay. All right, so that's cut off. And I think I will, I think I will glue this little area down right here. Because I don't want this to catch onto anything. And again, you're going to notice some things I am inking, other things I'm not. I just don't want it to be so overdone. This I could have inked a little bit. Let me just, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take this here. And I'll just... Oh, my thing's coming off here. I'll just ink that a little bit. The flowers, no, I'm not going to do that. All right. Let's get this on here. And you'll notice that I thought the corners were too sharp and too harsh, so I trimmed the tops off and just made a little angle. And because this is going to be a smaller tag, I can come in a little bit wider, just to make sure it really stays glued down well. Okay. Okay. All right. And then again, I don't know, I may put ribbon on here. And I probably will do that. Let's get some crinkly ribbon. I think that'll add a nice little feminine touch to it. I seem to be going towards that color a lot lately. And again, I want to just keep it muted, and I don't want anything too bright. I'm using a lot of greens. Here's that dark brown might be kind of pretty. Or is that like a plum? No, medium brown. I don't have a plum. Or we could do a blue. A blue would be nice with that egg, but I think the dark brown will be really pretty on here. So we're going to, and I love this crinkly. This is from my scrap cabin shop on Etsy, and I just love this ribbon. I find that I use it all the time. And I think I'm just going to tie this instead of doing a traditional. I'm just going to tie it like that. And I think, you know what? Yeah, I think that'll be good. And that, I feel like it should be a little bit fuller, but then if I have it too full, you won't really be able to close it. So I think maybe what I'll do is I'm going to do it the traditional way. Bring it through and up and around. Then we'll do the back and we'll be all set. Okay. Let's do it this way. Yeah, I think that's good. All right, and that will set right in there like that. Do it that way. Yeah. And then we'll make a little tag or a cute little photo, but see, we'll have our front pocket right in here as well. So we will come back and we will do that. All right, so I'm going to take this out for now while we do the back. And then the back, I thought we could do another fun flip. So for the back, I pulled this image here, which I just think this is quite lovely and old. And look at that dress of hers. It looks like it's all probably a linen, something that wrinkles really easy. And this, you can see it was an old postcard in a magazine, or not a magazine, in a book that somebody had. And I just think it's wonderful. So we're going to use her. And then we have this beautiful American Beauties, which is the flower, the roses. But we have this very old postcard. And I tried to read it. But I know it's about, we have had lots of tomatoes and cantaloupe. Just finished eating 2 big, looks like over something, I don't know, can't really read it, to Fayette. I don't know, today. The handwriting is very, it's not really legible, but I thought it was really cool. This dates back to 1910. And is this Glasgow? Glasgow? I'm not sure where. MC. I'm not sure where that is. And I think it's funny. Look, it just has 1613 West 19th Street. But I don't know what this says here. Oh, Colorado. This is going to Colorado. Interesting. So I wanted to put that on here. And I think I want to have her as a flip. Okay, so this was my idea here. So this is one of the invoices, the vintage style invoice, and I'm not going to use this with the envelope. This is pretty glued down. It would just rip and tear. So I thought I would put this on this side here. And here's some more of that wonderful writing. And I just ripped and tore that to fit. This I am going to ink up. So I hope everybody's doing well. I've been so engrossed in this. How rude of me. I didn't even think to ask how everybody is doing. What are you working on? Let me know what you're working on. Anything fun, or if you're working on a journal, pockets, tags, if you're doing any counted cross stitch, slow stitching. And then I have this here, this little German sticker. I do like to hear what everybody is working on. I love watching all the slow stitching videos too. I watch what Roxy is having all her girls do for Roxy's stitchery. I think they're doing like a scroll roll right now. I've seen some videos on that. All right, let's get this done first. I have to plan this out again. So I wanted this on here like that, and then I grabbed one of my little tears here, and I think, sometimes I need to take photos of what I've got going on here. Okay, so I know I wanted that like that. I pulled a stamp, which I thought was really cool. And I wanted to have, I don't know why I had this stamp there. I think I had this down here. And this is where I have to plan it out, because if I want her in the middle, I want her to flip out like this, okay? And I want this to be a pocket. So now what I'm thinking, I don't necessarily have to have the pocket going that way. I could have, because I want her to tuck in, I could have her tuck in over here as well. But if I have her like this and she's a flip, no, I want this red to show. So I'm going to have this like that. because I really don't. I have to see how much of this I want to actually show here. So I guess I don't mind. This I could put over like that. I don't mind if the flower shows here. I don't want a lot of this showing. So I would have her like this. This would be down like that. And then she would flip. And like I said, I don't care. Could even bring that over a little bit. The flower there like that, then that would balance that. So let's do that. Let's get this down first, and I'm going to just make a little mark. Okay. Yeah, we're going to put that right about there. Right? Yep, that'll be good. All right, and then we're going to put this right about there like that. And we'll put that just about like that. And that way, that's okay if that's showing. Okay, because that'll balance it. All right, so, and then this is where I want to put this up towards the top. I think, I don't know. I had that out. This is going to be, let me do the flip first. And then maybe we can position. So let's open this up. So if we have that there, she's going to flip right about here. All right. All right, and the washi tape that I want to use is this right here, I believe. And maybe not. That might be a little too pinky and rosy. Let's see here. Let me get something a little more. Got that. And we have, whoops, this with some words. Let's try one of those two. Maybe the little wider one. This is a little postage one, so that might work out well. All right, so I'm just going to turn this here so I can work with that. Okay. And then that'll flip back like that. And then I think maybe on this side, maybe I will use the green. This is Paris, which might be actually better. Yeah, that'll be good. I think it goes better with the bird. I didn't get that on there very straight though, did I? And I think what I need a little bit more slack, don't I? Let's see, am I going to be able to peel this off without damaging? Nope. Let's see. What about this side? I didn't leave enough. Nope. Okay, so what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to take my little score buddy here, and maybe I can just score this just a little tiny bit. No, it's still too. All right, so, all right, I want to carefully take this off, and then I'm going to redo it, and I'll be right back. Okay, so now I got it. So I used the same green on each side, so that lays nice and flat. Now I didn't leave enough space in between. It was too tight to the page. So we have that, and now we're going to add our little pocket here. And I just have to decide if I want to, again, have a little piece of brown crinkly ribbon coming out, which I don't know if I want the brown. I think this is where I'm going to use the blue. I think I will. And that will, that will determine where we put the thing. And I think I'm going to double this and then double it again and then run it through. Maybe that way. So it's a little bit more, see if I can do it like that. It's a little more flouncy on top. Let's see if I cut a big enough piece. Let's get all that through. And that's good. We just need to cut this. There. That's good, just like that. Okay. So we're going to put that right about there. So let's get that glued up. This is going to be, we got to come down and around. I don't want to glue the wrong side here. And we're going to put this right down around here, right? Bring it up a little bit. Okay, so we're going to get this glued. We'll let that set a minute before we put our photo in there. So this will come back onto that. And then we have our little botanical here, which I think might be kind of fun to put that there. And I wanted to put this up on top, but I don't know. I don't know if that needs it up there. I just want to see how this all looks. Try some different little styles here. Then when you open it, I still think that needs a little something on top. And I really don't want to do any stitching on it because not everybody has a typewriter. Oh my goodness, I'm looking at the letters here. No, everybody does not have a typewriter. I kind of like it where you see the botanical down here. And I think that might be good. I think I want to put her down here because I don't really want her to show. I want that to be open up there. So I may put another little saying or whatever. All right, so I am going to put the botanical down below because I do like that down there. I'm going to put that right there because I like the three, that little bit of and that I can tuck right under there because that wasn't glued down. So that works out really well. Okay. Okay, so we have that there. And then I think I'm going to leave the top. I don't want to put anything on the top. And I think I'll put this just where it's, this stamp, just where it's peeking out a little bit. Right about here. There. Yeah, I like that peeking out just a tad. So there is our, let me just clear this off. There is our little piece, and then we're going to take the photo, and she's going to tuck right in here after I take care of some of that glue that got messed around in there. So there, so we have her right here like that. So there is our little writing area, our little journaling fold out. So we have our front cover, and then when you open it up, you're going to have your tag inside here like that. And then on the back side, we have a nice little flip with a little photo in here. And I'm going to back the back of this so you can actually write on it. I'm not going to leave it like that. And then she tucks right inside here. And then we'll make a nice pocket for both of these. We'll make a pocket for the tag here, and we'll make a nice little pocket for this area here. And I think this here, let me just raise up. I think this would be fun on one of the brown corrugated pieces in here, which I think would be, maybe we could make a pocket. Well, I'd like to make a pocket along this one of the taller sections here. And this here, we could make, this might be kind of pretty if we put a pocket here on this glassine bag. And then that will go right in there, and then you can use this pocket for a tall journaling space as well. So that is what we have created today. I hope that you like it. I think it's fitting in, it'll fit in very nicely with a journal. So thank you, everybody. If you like this video, I'd love to have you give me a thumbs up, and I'd love to hear your comments and what you think about it so far. So have a great day, everyone, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye-bye.